Hey guys, Josh, Right Coast Off-Road. We finally got it. We've been waiting for this for like 5 years now. The supercharged H2 from Kawasaki. And I'm sorry if my voice is terrible. I've had a really nasty cold. So if you hear me coughing or the video stops, sorry. We picked it up last week and took it for its first ride this weekend. We've had it on the lift, kind of checked everything out. So I'm going to talk about it. It's not going to be perfect. I've got a cheat sheet. So if I dance around, sorry. But yeah, so Right Coast Off-Road, we make and sell a lot of parts for the KRX platform specifically. We service and maintain and repair all kinds of machines. We work for a rental company that has 6 different fleets in North Carolina, Tennessee. So we repair those for those guys. So we work on it all, we see it all, but we mainly focus on the KRX stuff for part sales and things like that. We are not on the West Coast. If you're interested in dunes and top speeds and stuff, that's probably in the video for you. This is specifically for the guys on the East Coast. All right, so that's us for people that haven't seen our videos before. If you want to see what kind of riding we do, look at our YouTube history, like Black Mountain, Windrock, local stuff that's all East Coast, mud, dirt, rocks. We don't specifically do the mud, but unfortunately you can't avoid it. But rock crawling, hill climbing, stuff like that. So yeah, this thing rips. I'm going to try to go in order here and not fanboy and get too excited about it, but this thing absolutely rips. It is insane. It's crazy to me that you can buy something like this off the showroom floor. Awesome, but this thing will get you in trouble in a hurry. So if you get one, respect it, because it is so confidence inspiring that it will make you think you're Robbie Gordon in the desert. Like, this thing is rowdy. So with that out of the way, we'll jump right into it. So we picked it up last week. We did just a few mods before we took it out. That is the factory Cowie windshield, the vented one. It's actually pretty cool. It's in 2 pieces, so it's got a sun visor up top with vents in it, and then the main windshield right here. The main windshield's quick release. So pull that off, you get to keep your sun visor. Not going to do a glass because we'll break it. Would like to have a wiper, but it is what it is. You got to sacrifice some things. We put the Kawasaki net on it. Our dealer had one in stock. Team Power Sports, they're awesome. Not a fan of the little logo thing on the back. That's kind of lame, but we'll die it. We put our shift gate in here because on the East Coast, anywhere rock crawling really, you need to be able to shift it quick. So this is a straight shifter. So you've got high all the way up front, low, neutral, reverse, and then on the right side of the gate, you've got low, neutral, reverse. Pop that in there, that went right in. We've got those on our website. Took the spark arresters out. I know the people out west are going to be like, oh, you're going to start a fire. It's not going to happen here. So we pulled the spark arresters out here. I don't like them because they get clogged with dust, dirt, mud, all that stuff. We put toe points on. These are the KRX toe points, so they do fit. So it says KRX, but we spoke to James at Performance Side by Side Bushings, the guy that makes these things, and he is going to make some plain ones or make some H2 ones. So they'll be on our website soon. If you need something right now, you can get the KRX ones and scrape it off, whatever you want to do. So that's that. That's all the mods we did to it, and adjusted the tire pressure. I think we've got 10 front and 11 rear maybe. The corner bores, they're all right. So basic maintenance on this thing, and again, we just got one, so bear with me here. It's got a sight glass, like all machines, or like all Kawasaki's. Yes, it is sitting on the side of a hill, so you can't see the oil there, but that's your oil sight glass. That's your air filter. You pop this cover off with the rubber grommets on it, and there's 2 clips. Air filter drops right out. Oil filter right there on the back. You can see it right there. Same part number as the KRX air filter, or oil filter, excuse me. So we've got those in stock. We'll have more stock air filters in stock on the way. They'll be here soon. That's really it for maintenance, guys. I mean, air filter, oil sight glass. It is what it is. What everybody wants to know is the power. In high mode, It is ridiculous. Like, it's stupid. It's a lot of fun. Whole lot of fun. Not the best for riding on the trail. Like if you're just cruising. But you can see your power mode switch there. And let me click through here. So right now it is in full. You see there, full power, mid, low. I haven't really played with low power much. That was honestly kind of boring. Mid power is the perfect, absolute perfect East Coast trail mode for this thing. So tuners, love us, hate us, whatever, don't care. Please, please, please do not mess with mid power when you guys tune these things. It is perfect for the woods on the East Coast. Absolutely perfect. It's got plenty of power. It doesn't get away from you. You can really get into it. And it has pretty much all the power you need for everything. About halfway through the day Sunday when we rode, I ended up switching to mid power exclusively, except when we were like shooting up a hill or in a fast section or just playing around. But the mid power mode, perfect. If you ride around in full power mode on the trail, it is extremely touchy. It makes instant power, obviously supercharger. So my advice, if you're going to ride it on the trail, tight trails like we do, like you can already see the scratches we got on it, mid power. You're going to be up a tree if you keep it in full. The suspension. We had a KRX4 long travel ES before this machine. We got one of the first ones on the East Coast back in 22. I didn't think suspension could get much better than that, but this suspension with the new ES and the 3.0 is unreal. Again, not trying to fanboy it out, but it is absolutely awesome. And it's not even broken in yet. I mean, we just started riding this thing, but there's one spot in particular I remember. It's a long hill climb with a big tree at the top of it where you have to jump the tree. The KRX4 would do it barely, and you really felt that tree at the top when you had to jump it, but this thing just like floated over it. I mean, it's unreal. So the suspension, they did really, really good with it. Again, I didn't think it could be better, but they did it. The other cool thing about this is it's got these sensors on the A-arms, on both A-arms, and right in front of the rear shock. You can see it down there in the shock cover. Right there. So, again, not a computer engineer. Don't work for Kawasaki, but that talks back and forth to the shocks and lets it know what to do. And it freaking works. Coming from a redneck, just a hillbilly dude that likes to play with clutching and springs and stuff, it works. Trust me. You will not be disappointed in the suspension. And I mean, speaking of the suspension, like, look at the A-arms. Like, that is absurd. Like, that is massive. It's ridiculous. That's what everybody notices. Everybody we saw on the trail Sunday, that's what they said. Look at the A-arms. So they definitely spent some time and money on that to make sure it's durable. So if it can be broken, we'll break it, but I don't see us breaking that. I see us ripping the frame off before we damage those. But again, we'll see. That's why we bought it, to test it out, see what parts it needs for the kind of riding we do on the East Coast, which I know is a big thing. For a lot of people, not everybody wants to ride the dunes. Not everybody can ride the dunes. I mean, this thing will never see the sand unless we take it to the Outer Banks and ride on the beach. And I really don't want to take it in the salt air, so it's never going to see the sand. So I'm sure that's going to upset some people, but that's not how we ride. We ride tight woods, rocks, hills, stuff like that. But yeah, suspension on point. Stuff we know we're going to do soon. And let me say something, guys. We posted some videos up from this weekend. Sorry about the wind. Of us just hitting some small hills at a little local riding spot. And everybody's on there. It's got like 80,000 views. That's not a hard trail. I could take my stock whatever up. I know. We just got it. It doesn't have skid plates yet. It doesn't have rock sliders yet. It doesn't even have a winch yet. We just bought this thing and are taking it out and riding it. We're not going to go destroy it on the first day. Because this thing was almost $50,000. We're not going to destroy this on the first day just to make a cool video. We're going to use it like we do all our machines. It is going to get beat. It is going to get broken. We're going to find the weak spots. But it comes in time, guys. We'll get some good content out. Just give us time. Excuse me. And brand new machine, so we don't really have a lot of options for skid plates yet. We've got a winch on the way. Pretty sure it's the exact same as the KRX. We'll find out this week. But yeah, we're going to get there. So first thing we're going to do is 35s. I'm hoping, ITP, please listen to this, that you make the 16-inch Savage in the sticky compound. I think right now all y'all have got is the standard compound, which I'm sure it's an awesome tire. I love ITP stuff, made in USA. They're great. But please, 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 please make the Savage in the sticky compound for the 16-inch wheel. Not real pumped on the 16-inch wheel, but they did it for a reason. So I've heard 15s will go on here, but you have to go real crazy with the offset, like 4.3. And I don't want to do that. I don't like really deep offsets or like 10-inch wide wheels because they screw with the scrub radius and it makes it handle funky. And it makes the steering weaker to me. I like close to stock as possible, 5.2, 6.1, something like that, or whatever this is. I hadn't even had the wheels off to measure them. So I imagine it's like the KRX wheel where it's roughly like a 8-inch wheel and like 1.5 inch, 6.5 inch back spacing. But either way, hopefully we can just put some tires on these wheels because I really don't want to switch wheels and I really don't want to change offsets. Full skid winch, I already talked about that. We're gonna work on something we hadn't had a chance to yet for the transmission. All new transmission. You can see all the ribs on it for cooling, which is good because we broke a transmission on a KRX before. We are gonna work on a skid plate for the rear, a metal skid plate like we do with the KRXs. Exhaust, I'm probably not gonna mess with the exhaust. I would like to do like the side piece or the captain's choice, whatever the different companies call it, so I can have an open exhaust when I want it but leave it stock because it's not loud. And I'm getting old because I don't want to hear it screaming at me all day. I want to have the option where I can hit the button, listen to it rip, and then close it back and have it nice and quiet. Other mods, usually we do a cage almost immediately. I don't think I am. Like, this cage is beefy. It's all 2-inch. They gusseted everything. Like, that's a really long gusset. We're going to do a light bar for sure. We're working on light bar mounts now to keep it nice and low and tucked in, not one of the goofy tall ones like we've got for the KRX. But back to the cage, I don't think we're going to do a cage. I mean, I'm sorry if the light's horrible, but it's beefy. Like, I'm impressed with that. I'm sure you can do better, a DOM cage, and we may end up getting one. I don't know. Once we see some footage of people rolling these things, if the cage collapses, we'll get another one. But for now, I'm going to try it. It's nice and low. Looks good. All the stock accessories fit it, so we're going to go with it from there. We're obviously going to have to get some kind of tree kicker or slider. I tend to like just plain sliders better. The tree kickers, especially on the 4-seaters, always got us hung up, and we went to a straight bar style rock slider on our KRX4, and it did a lot better for us. As far as storage goes, I can't confirm it yet, but I did have a guy on one of the Facebook groups tell me that his KRX4 pack-out plate, or KRX pack-out plate for the subwoofer, this obviously doesn't have a subwoofer, but it's got the intercooler back here, would fit. So we've got one from Pro Steel Products on the way. Thanks, Mike. We're going to see if that works because I got to have my pack-outs. Yeah, they're kind of lame, but they really work. They're nice when you have multiple machines. Clutching. We've already got some stuff in the works for the clutching. It is stock now. We're not going to release a weight. You know, a lot of companies, not bashing them, don't want to get into that, Lord. A lot of companies just make a stock profile weight, make it adjustable, call it good. We're not going to do that. I want to get plenty of time on the stock clutching, see what it needs for what we do. Again, I'm not going to make a clutch setup that just rips in the desert because that's not what we do. We're going to make something that's good on the East Coast. It works for hill climbers, works for rock crawlers, trail guys, because that's what we do. The belt is a little bit shorter and a little bit wider, or taller if you want to measure it from the side, compared to the KRX, which it needs because it it stresses that belt. It will let you know too. It has a CVT warning system on it that'll pop up when you get it in the bind, which I've already done. I did it Sunday, stuck between two trees. So it will let you know when you're burning the belt. But yeah, clutching, these things are weird. So like if you're at a roll and you run you know, you're running 10 miles an hour and you floor it, it will blow the tires off of it and just move out. From a standstill, it is seriously limited. I think that's part clutching and part tuning, just so you don't kill the belt and roast everything right off the line. It sucks when you're trying to drag race somebody, but who cares about straight line racing? Like, I don't. I'm sure there are dudes that do. Like, many more companies with much more money than us are going to make this thing an absolute ripper in a straight line, and that's awesome, but that's not what we do. It would be nice to get rid of that lag, though. It's not as prevalent in low range as it is high range, so that's where it matters to us, because we need, you know, a lot of pop off the bottom to get up rock faces or hills or stuff like that. Excuse me. The other thing we're working on, we've actually already got that in progress, is a full spring kit. Again, brand new machine. Of course, with the KRXs, we sold a ton of our spring kits for them. Thank you guys. We are sold out now, actually, and we're going to try to keep the same quality and everything on a full kit for this. And again, it will be focused more towards your trail guys, rock crawlers, hill climbers, stuff like that. East Coast guys or guys that ride in the woods out west. So be on the lookout for the full spring kit and the clutch weights coming soon. Problems. No problems yet. I'm not trying to like brag or anything, but I kind of know how to drive a KRX4 without breaking it, because we broke ours so much, so I know what breaks and I know what doesn't. Biggest disappointment so far is the front diff. KRXs have problems with front diffs if you really beat on them, and of course, I'm sure there's guys, oh, you know, I got 47,000 miles on my machine and never broke a front diff, and I run 49-inch tires, whatever. We break them all the time. We broke 3 complete diffs on our KRX4. We did some upgrades on it to get it to stay together, but you got to be really careful with that, because you will destroy this front diff with all this power. And to show you guys, because I had a guy online tell me I was an idiot and the front diff was not the same. So here we go. The front diff, 2026 H5, 2023 KRX4 ES 1000. That was our old machine. This is the new machine. Everything highlighted, just the top half, is the exact same. So different part number for the whole diff, but the diff shifter, the little gear that always breaks, same part number. The shift fork, same part number. The input, same part number, that breaks too. So if you don't believe me, guys, input 0740, input 0740, diff lock gear, same. They're gonna break. Like, I'm telling y'all, it's gonna break. If you beat on this thing in the rocks or on hills or get it bound up in diff lock, you're gonna break it. There's no way around it. We are working with a company now for possibly an entire diff replacement, but that's still in the very, very, very early stages. So front diff now, if you're going to beat it on the East Coast, go to our website, get a diff lock gear at the bare minimum, replace that. We've got them on there, $250. They're a lot stronger than stock, because if you break that diff lock gear, most of the time it destroys the outside cover and the shift fork and the shift fork pin and the speed sensor and everything else. So go ahead and grab a diff lock gear from us on our website. There's other places that make them, but it's my video, so I'm gonna say buy it from us. So front diff, that's gonna be an issue. We'll see how the steering rack goes. The KRXs were pretty bad about getting sloppy, but I mean, they didn't really break. They just got really, really sloppy. Midship shaft, we have a replacement already for the KRX4s. Haven't torn this one apart yet to see, so we'll get there. And again, when we break a part, we're going to make a better part. I'm a big believer in selling parts for machines we actually ride and we know about. Some people don't agree with that, but I personally don't want to sell something to somebody unless I use it or have used it on my current machines. I want to know it works. I want to know how it goes. That's why we bought one. That is about it. Interior comfort, it's like a car. I mean, you got retractable harnesses on it, every single seat. The back seat's really easy to get out. It's got these little pegs in it. You pull out, flip it up, and then the bottom's the same deal. Seat sliders appear to be a lot better. Super smooth. much better than the KRX ones so far. I don't know how they're going to work once they stay dirty and get rusty and everything else, but right now the seat sliders are much better. The Garmin tread is absolutely awesome. I'm an idiot, so I have no idea how to work everything on it yet. We're going to learn that. The only complaint right now for the tread is that it doesn't have an equalizer setting for the stereo. So that's kind of lame, but maybe it'll come in an update or something, or maybe I'm just too stupid to know how it works. The front cup holders are actually really nice. Obviously, if you're ripping really fast, that's not going to work great, but for just cruising trail to trail, obstacle to obstacle, these are great. Stereo sounds okay. I wish I could adjust the settings on it, but we'll get there. The one thing I forgot we did add was the factory cameras. And on the ESs, they're super cheap. They're like 90 bucks a piece. So I've got that one set on front now. And then I'm trying to get a good picture, guys. And then you tap that. You go to rear. When you shift into reverse, if you're on the camera screen, it automatically goes to the rear camera. But the cameras are nice because you can't see anything out of this machine. We're waiting on side mirrors now. It's a fun machine, guys. I feel like Kawasaki really knocked it out of the park. Not pumped on the front diff, but they can't make everything for everybody. So right now, I'm just excited about the suspension, the power, and how it works. And we're going to have a lot more videos. So click subscribe if you are going to do this kind of riding and you're considering an H2. Or if you have a KRX and want to see our KRX stuff, it's all over YouTube. But yeah, we're going to beat on it, guys. We're going to find out what breaks. And yeah, we should have a lot of fun. I'm sure I forgot something. If it's something specifically you want to know, ask me in the comments. We'll try to answer. We're busy. We have a full-time shop, like I already said. You know, I'm on the phone like all day, so we'll answer. Just give us a second. I think that's it. And again, sure I forgot something, so y'all ask in the comments. But otherwise, thanks, guys. Sorry to be long-winded. I wanted to try to cover as much as I could. But y'all have a good day.